Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It is Monday evening and excuse me, this evening we are talking food. And the reason we are talking food is if, like me, you decided at the beginning of the cost of living crisis to stock up, prepare, get yourself a bit of a stash, then you'll know that we've been looking at what's been happening, looking at what's available, looking at the way the prices are going. And many of us have thought we need to start growing things. So when I saw in the news today, I think, where was it? Was it The Guardian? It's either The Guardian or The Times, something like that. And they said that Edinburgh University students are going to vote on whether the student association outlets should be plant-based. Seemingly Stirling University has already done this. So I'm like, right, okay. So the campaigners want the student association outlets to be basically to be vegan. No milk, cheese, anything like that. And certainly no meat. So it's like, right, that's fine. Knock yourself out. I don't have a care in the world. And then I had a wee thought to myself and thought, what if this goes further? And I became a tad concerned. So as my thought process was going, what I'll do is I'll start at the beginning and tell you where my thought process is going. My thought process went back in time. And it's back to the time of the Highland clearances in Scotland. Yeah, like way back, way back. Now, in days of old, when men were bold, and lairds were in charge of the areas in Scotland, and they had the people who worked the land and paid them their rent, and when they were going to fight with another clan, that they called up the guys. Once the union had been done, yeah, you can tell my history is not that great. Once the union had been done, a lot of land was given to English-based landowners, and they came up and looked and had this fabulous idea that actually it was much less labour intensive and much less cost to them if they put sheep on the land instead of people. Now, this is because up in Scotland, and I'm pretty sure Lake District, Pennines, etc., the hilly bits in the UK, you can't grow very much. It's not exactly conducive to growing vegetables or barley or stuff like that. It will grow rough grass, moorland, etc. So it's actually easier having sheep there than having people try to farm it because the returns are just not worth it. So remembering that's from like the 1700s or something, I think. And then I came forward and I was like, right, okay, World War II, the UK was struggling to import food. And what they did is they had everyone doing their victory gardens and, allotments and turning parks into vegetable gardens. And everyone should turn their garden, they should grow their own food as much as possible to try and stop us having to import, because we would struggle to feed everyone with imported foods. We're finding a wee common thread here. So if that was in the 40s and something, look at the population increase since then and look at the land that we have. And then you look at last month when there was a shortage of out of season goods getting imported. And that was plants. That was your cucumbers, your tomatoes, lettuces, things like that. So if we're heading for a plant-based diet, where's the space to be growing all these plants to support everyone in the UK? Now, I don't for 1 minute think that the UK has been self-sufficient in food for many, many years. However, I do think that we maybe should look at being able to be a bit more self-sufficient than if there's a problem with a harvest, our shelves are empty. A cat, I'm speaking, just bear with me. The cat wants out, she'll just need to wait. So, having thought of all that, I'm like, what are we going to be eating in the future? I know there's this thing about bugs. That's something that I'm trying to avoid. Don't want to think about that just now. But here in the UK, certainly, the landmass that we have that is suitable for growing food is pretty limited. And I mean, there was a report in one of the papers last week saying that a new housing development, has carpeted all the gardens with fake grass. That seems really sensible to me, don't you think? So, yeah, I'm just having this thing of, I get why people are like, we don't want to be eating animals and stuff, and, the methane stuff. But there was another report saying that the initial, what was it, the IPCC or something, that they had overestimated by 200 to 400% the emissions from animal farming. Now, I mean, I'm quite sure, lies, and damn statistics. You can have statistics say anything. I know this. I have done this before. I have seen how you can twist statistics, and I have used it to my advantage before in previous jobs. That was my job. So I'm under no illusion that statistics can say whatever they want to say, but what statistics cannot do is give the UK any more land. Now, the population of London alone is more than the population of the total of Scotland. And if we're going for plant-based, how are we feeding them all? And if the logic for plant-based is, it's better for the environment, well, we're having to import. And I'm sure you have the answers. Please feel free to say in the comments, because I don't really know. I'm just having this thought that I think pushing for plant-based at high speed could be a sticky wicket, especially when, just a few months ago we had problems with gas for heating and electricity, we had problems with food shortages, couldn't get stuff imported. This is not the time to be restricting what foods are available to us, I don't think, personally. So, yeah, that was that's my thought. And I mean, it basically comes down to what are we going to be eating? And as someone said, I canned up the jars of mince. And yes, that means they're cooked twice. The good thing is it means that if I lose power here, I can heat that up over a candle because it's cooked. And it means that, if we need a hot meal at some point in time, if we have a power cut for a few days, then I can heat it up over a few candles. So that's why I can mince. Yes, I know it's going to be overcooked, but hot mince is, yeah, that'll do me. So yeah, I'm definitely still, I'm like, no, I want to stock up. I want to make sure I've got meat saved, and I want to make sure this. I'm just not feeling this plant-based diet for spreading around the world. I'm not getting it. If there's a way of doing it that is guaranteed, then fine, but I'm just not feeling it just now. So, yes. And for anyone who's been watching before, you may remember that Mandy and I got the bird feeders for down at work. We've used fat balls and seed, and we're now using some other thing. This is us on the last packet. The birds are loving us. So yeah, that has worked out very well. And this week we will also be doing our Making a Difference donation. I haven't quite decided where I'm going. It depends who's available when, but we will be doing Making a Difference this week as well. So yeah, that's my Monday evening. So I hope you're having a good time, and I will catch you later.